How did you find out that your father and stepmother were going to face charges by a federal grand jury in Atlanta? And I think that was, what, for bank fraud, wire fraud, tax evasion?
I started receiving texts that were talking about how I needed to be able to help them and could he meet with me. He asked me if I could meet him in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I thought maybe he's going to tell me sorry for things that have happened over the past couple of years. But when I got there, it was a completely different story.
Do you think maybe because he was in trouble that it maybe humbled him some, or that he was going to maybe...
That's exactly what I thought.
What was his attitude when you got together in a room? Where'd you meet in Chattanooga?
I met him at a barbecue place. He just looked at me and hugged me, but I could tell that his guard was up. I mean, you can tell by people's body language. I feel like he hugged me out of it being like a courtesy.
Mm-hmm. What happened during that meeting?
He told me that he was going to be indicted for, various financial crimes, and that they didn't do it. And he asked me multiple times if I had met an individual at Starbucks he believed was part of the investigation. And I said, no. And he said, no, you have. And I said, no, I haven't. And he said, you met this person multiple times at Starbucks and there was an affair that was going on. And I said, no, that's not the truth. And I said, but while we're on the topic of lies, let's talk about the social media stuff that I've endured for the past 2 years from you and your 2 minion children. And then that's when I got the warning that Chase had incriminating evidence against me, nude photos, and had obtained this tape for $5,000. At that point, the conversation was over for me, and my attorney advised me to file the police report.
Your father told you that his PR team was going to put out a story, and the story was that you were sleeping with a government official and told him lies about your family.
Yes.
And so you turned him in because you were mad at him. So that's where the government was coming from, not from any real basis for these indictments, but it was just you having a vendetta against him.
Right.
Did you backdoor, secret source the federal government against your family?
No.
You were not a whistleblower that turned the federal government onto your family's wrongdoing?
No.
Did you want to bring Chris Lee Knows Best down in flames?
No.
Did he think you would go along with this just to protect him? I mean, look, it's your father. Maybe he's going to go to prison, and if you'll just kind of go along with this story, then maybe he's out of trouble.
Right, and I think it never made sense to me because what he was accusing me of didn't have anything to do with the federal side of his investigation. It had more to do with the state side of his investigation.
What was the state side that he wanted you to roll over on?
He claimed residency in Florida, and the state was saying that he lived in Georgia.
He lied about living in Florida to get a tax break as being a Florida resident? Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah. So that's what he was asking you to say you lied about that.
But I didn't even say anything at all.
So he goes through this with you and he says over and over, yes, you did, yes, you did, yes, you did. And in fact, you had an affair with this person. Mm-hmm. When you left there, it was clear to him that you weren't going for this, right?
I think, yeah, I mean, it was very clear because I said no to that, multiple times I said no, that didn't happen.
I mean, at some point he realized you're not doing it.
Right.
Is that when he threatened to expose you and do all this stuff?
He just gave me the warning that I would be careful because Chase has this, information and it wouldn't end well.
So he was just kind of a veiled threat. Mm-hmm. Management by intimidation. Better be careful.
Right.
What would he say about this if he walked in and sat down right now? How would he attempt to explain this away?
It would be my fault.
Would he say he never said this to you at the barbecue place?
Oh yeah, he said that it's never been threatened.
Oh, he's denied it already.
Mm-hmm.